All right, you guys, let's dive into some mindset work. Now, I want you to take this seriously. I really think that doing this work and going through this course with me will make a massive impact on the results that you're seeing in life and in your business. And so don't discard this section. Sometimes I feel like as humans, we want to avoid doing the mindset work because we know it might be uncomfortable. It might bring up, feelings that we don't want to face, but truly it will be the difference between, you staying stuck where you are to completely crushing your freaking life and going after all your goals and dreams. And I am so confident that if you take the time to do these things and to practice these things, it will change your life. So if you have to pause and come back to this, make sure you're not distracted. Sit down somewhere and go through this with me. Grab a notebook, take notes, and really just embrace this section and lean in. I would even suggest take it little bits at a time so that you don't get overwhelmed, and also come back to it and do it over and over if you have to. So the first thing I want to kind of talk to you guys about is your brain, because I think it is so helpful to understand what the hell your brain is doing and why we kind of react or respond to certain things a specific way. It's going to help you down the road when you're trying to overcome those challenges and those self-limiting beliefs that come up and kind of step into your power and away from your fear. It just helps so much to have this understanding. So your brain is meant to protect you and keep you safe. Okay. And this is actually because literally when you go back thousands and thousands and thousands of years to the beginning of time when we were cavemen, essentially living in the wild, our brain was wired in a way to protect us from danger. And our brain had to have a system that protected us and kept us safe. If a freaking tiger runs out in the wild, we have to know how to react and respond to that situation. And you might be familiar with this being called fight or flight, right? So you have a system in your brain connects to that system, and that is basically what tells you that you're in danger or you're unsafe and that you need to react and do something about it. And so your brain is meant to protect you and keep you safe, and that's great, but it keeps us safe from going out and doing big, miraculous things. Because whenever our body gets into that flight or fight situation, or where we're feeling nervous or anxious or fearful, scared, unsure, uncomfortable, anytime any of those feelings come up, our brain wants to protect us and keep us from doing that. So something like stepping out of your comfort zone and doing something you're fearful of, like posting on social media, our brain is going to do whatever it can to talk you out of doing it to protect you and keep you safe. Does that make sense? So it is so helpful, I think, in situations when I'm feeling uncomfortable or anxious about something, to literally have the conversation with myself of okay, Alexis, your brain is protecting you right now. And you've got to work through that, and you've got to take control of the situation and say hey brain, I really appreciate you trying to protect me right now, but I'm trying to do big things with my life, and I'm going to step out of my comfort zone right now because I know that the reward on the other side is going to be worth the discomfort that I'm currently feeling. So it's super helpful just to understand this and to know it. So always know, in any situation, your brain's going to protect you, keep you safe. And that sometimes is going to put you in a situation where your brain is going to want to keep you inside, your comfort zone. It's going to keep you small. Okay. Now the next thing that I want to kind of help you understand is that because your brain is trying to protect you and trying to keep you safe, we tend to actually be more comfortable with being in the position that we're in than trying to get out of the situation. So let me try to explain this, right? If you're in a situation currently where you're not happy, maybe you're not happy with your body, your health, maybe you're not happy with your finances, your relationships, like think of any situation in your life where you're not happy with it right now. But for whatever reason, you're still stuck in that situation. Like you're not doing anything to change it or to make it better, right? Well, why is that? That's because our brain, our body actually gets comfortable with being in the situation that we don't like, because the discomfort and the self-limiting beliefs and the fear that comes up when we have to try to step out and remove ourselves from that situation sets off that signal in our brain that says, no, don't do that. You're actually better off being in the place that you don't want to be, because at least it's comfortable, because you've been living like that for some time, right? When people are in situations that they don't want to be in, whether it's like, let's say, let's just talk about finances. Let's say you're not happy with your financial situation and you're just broke and you keep living paycheck to paycheck and you're always stressed about bills and it just seems like you can never get ahead. And you know that there's things you could do or solutions to fix that, but you're not doing it, because in order to get out of the situation that you're in, you're going to have to go do uncomfortable and scary things, right? Because that's how it works. And your brain is basically blocking you from going out and doing those things. And so we have to learn how to break through that and say, again, I really appreciate you, brain, and I love that you want to protect me, because there are situations where you're gonna flip that switch on, that fight or flight, and it is going to make a big impact on me and help me if I'm in a dangerous situation. But I am ready to get out of this financial situation that I've been in for far too long, and I know it's going to feel uncomfortable, and I'm going to actually have to quiet those voices down in my head and do what I know is best for me, despite the fact that you're trying to talk me out of it. So it is practicing that over and over, and it might feel weird or sound crazy, but those are literally conversations that I'm having with myself all the time. Like, aha, I know what you're doing here, brain. You're trying to protect me. You're trying to keep me safe. But in this scenario, I'm actually more comfortable being stuck where I am because I'm just so used to that. And I need to get out of it. I need to be done being stuck where I am. And so I'm going to quiet down those voices. I'm going to move through them, work through them. And I'll give you tools and resources on how to do all of that. But I really just wanted you guys, at least right off the bat, to understand this concept of why your brain is constantly protecting you and trying to keep you from anything that gives you that sensation of being uncomfortable.